What's up, friends? Happy Tuesday. Welcome into another edition of Rock Chalk Sports here on ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. My name is Daniel Courtwright, and my co-host, Sean Kellerman, is still not here. He is out for the rest of this week, but I got a packed show for you, so don't you guys worry. Should be a ton of fun. Got a ton of great stuff coming your way. Going to start off with a little TBT talk in this opening segment. They're playing tonight out at Bramlage. A little update on the rosters for you. A couple of guys that have been added to the roster. They were on the roster last year as well, so I'll kind of break that down, give you a little bit of preview of what you can expect out there at Bramlage. I mean, if you got some time tonight, make your way out to Manhattan. I know it's Manhattan, right? But like I said, you just go west until you smell it and then north until you step in it, and then you'll find your way to Manhattan. But it should be a ton of fun watching all these KU guys of old playing in the basketball tournament, the TBT, the basketball tournament. Should be a ton of fun. Also got a little KU baseball news as well. Came out on the Iowa side of things. Kansas hasn't put anything out yet, but really cool opportunity for Kansas that we're going to talk about. And we're going to continue our TBT coverage as Caden Letsche from the University of Daly, Kansas is going to join the show. He is our TBT insider. This has been his niche ever since he was like 12 years old. It's really the strangest thing, but I love it about him. So yeah, he's like all about the TBT, the basketball tournament. He should be out there as well. But yeah, going to get Caden's thoughts on the basketball tournament. He says this is the best time of year, and that's including Christmas and like Halloween. This is including all holidays. Caden Letsche swears up and down that this is the best time of year. So I you know what, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know, but that's just, we're all a little different, right? So I'll talk to him about TBT, maybe some other KU stuff going on in the world. Obviously, he works for the UDK, so get his thoughts on maybe some KU football stuff, upcoming KU basketball as well. So Caden Letsche is going to join the show, and then he's going to help me out with a draft. I'm not doing a top 10 today. A, because the well is running dry. I need more ideas. And then B, because it's the basketball tournament season. As Caden likes to say, it's the best time of the year. So I'm going to have him come on and do a draft of TBT-eligible KU players. We're going to pin our teams against each other. We're going to draft the perfect TBT team from former KU guys, the ones that are eligible. So you can't be eligible. I believe the rules are you can't be, like, currently playing, and I think you can be currently playing because, like, T-Rob did it last year where he was going to come and play. But you can't be in the NBA or like the G League or anything like that. So, like no Joel Embiid's or Andrew Wiggins or Steve Luke's, Christian Brown's, like that kind of stuff. Jalen Wilson. So, going to do a draft of TBT guys, pin them up against each other. After that, going to be hearing from a couple of KU football players, Bam Crouch, Tre'von McAlpine, David Santiago, and freshman Hunter Higgins, who I had a great conversation with. About 6 minutes of him. He was kind of the head of the snake in terms of, you know, starting the revolution is not the right word, but I'll use the word revolution of Kansas athletes coming to Kansas, right? Because for so long, for my entire life, if you were a good football player in the state of Kansas, you would go to Kansas State. Now the tide is shifting, and Hunter Higgins was kind of the leader in that, you know, kind of doing his own recruiting essentially for Kansas, getting a lot of those Kansas kids, and obviously this freshman class coming in this year is packed to the gills with all of this Kansas talent. So really kind of an untapped well for Kansas. Kansas hasn't really done that in quite a long time. Now they're starting to get more of these Kansas kids coming in, and Hunter Higgins, I had a great conversation with him about that as well. Also going to hear from KU interior defensive lineman Blake Herold, and then offensive tackle Connor Stroh. Had a great conversation with him about some KC versus Texas barbecue. I think he's wrong about a lot of his stuff. I won't give too much away. And then Jalen Todd, I got a chance to talk to him as well, Kansas corner. And then we're going to continue our Chiefs opponent outlook. Going to breaking down the Dolphins. Really just an absolute overhaul in terms of at least skill position players. They lost Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill's not coming back. They are bringing back Devon Achane, but no more Tua. New head coach, Jeff Hafley's coming in, new offensive coordinator, a lot of new stuff going on over there. Bradley Chubb is no longer with the Miami Dolphins. I think they won 7 games last year. I think they went 7-10 last year. I don't think they're going to be any better than that this year, so we'll certainly see. But it's in Miami, so you never know, and it's an NFL team, so things happen, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna break down the Miami Dolphins. It's gonna be week 3 for the Kansas City Chiefs. But let's start off here with a little KU baseball news. So this is actually interesting. This came out yesterday. Didn't get a chance to talk about it on the show, but Kansas is actually going to be taking on Iowa at the Field of Dreams, October 10th. So a little fall ball for you. Should be a ton of fun. You're going to actually get your tickets right now. So if you don't know, if you're not aware, Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner movie back in the 90s. One of my favorite movies of all time, where Kevin Costner's a farmer and he has like a weird vision of like, they're like, build it and they will come. So he like plows his field and makes a baseball field, and the ghost of Shoeless Joe Jackson comes out and starts playing baseball. It's a great movie. I absolutely love it. And they've actually have this exact same Field of Dreams out in Dyersville, Iowa. It's actually not going to be played at the actual Field of Dreams because that's right next to it. They've actually built like a park, and I'm sure you've seen this because Major League Baseball, they'll play a game or two there every year. They actually have like built out stands and different things like that. But a really cool opportunity for Iowa and for Kansas to go out there and play at the Field of Dreams. Should be a ton of fun. Like I said, that's going to be October 10th at 1 o'clock. And again, just a really cool, opportunity, right? And you have a ton of guys who are going to be returning, and it's going to be great to see these guys out there in fall ball. They always play fall ball every year, and this past fall actually is kind of strange. Kansas, they actually wound up getting run ruled, I think, by Missouri. Or no, it wasn't Missouri, it was Kansas State. Drop a couple here and there or whatever, but obviously this is the time for guys to kind of build that team chemistry. But you're bringing back a majority of your infield, right? You got Dylan Schlotterback coming back. You have Cade Baldridge coming back. Augusto Mangarieta's back. Ryan Ritter, Mason Cook. I mean, the list goes on for this Kansas baseball team in terms of guys who are coming back, which, again, we keep on talking about this. This is kind of new territory for Dan Fitzgerald, at least in his Kansas tenure, which is the retention of players. Because more often than not, every single year, you're having a complete roster overhaul, and John Coyne and Dan Fitzgerald have done such a good job in terms of finding those diamonds in the rough and finding those different players at the JUCO level, like low JUCO level, and finding that talent, getting them into Kansas, giving them the resources available to get them to that next level, and he's done such a good job at that, right? You look at all of the JUCO transfers, all of the even like D2 and NAIA transfers that you've seen with Jordan Bach. Last year he had Jackson Hauge, right? A ton of guys who were at the lower level, whether that be JUCO, Division II, NAIA, whatever, bringing them into Kansas and really kind of twisting the sponge and getting all the talent you can out of them. And obviously it worked, right? Kansas was the top 25 team for the majority of the year, wound up hosting a regional and a super regional. They wound up losing to the eventual national champion, Oklahoma, which makes me feel a little better. Sean has a different opinion about that. To me, if you wind up losing to the eventual national champion, that means that your season went okay because you lost to the team that won it all, right? I think, but at the same time, like Kansas is bringing back a ton of talent. Obviously, they're losing Tyson LeBlanc. Got drafted in the second round to the Detroit Tigers. They're also losing Dom Vagley, who is the most dominant pitcher over the last 3 years at the University of Kansas. Maybe one of the most dominant pitchers that Kansas has ever seen, really. Also losing Brady Ballinger, Matisse Neyral, losing a number of different guys. But you are retaining a ton of guys as well. So this would be a really cool experience. No word yet in terms of if it's going to be, televised. I would imagine it would be, just because of the fact that it is at the Field of Dreams and just like a really cool environment. They want to probably pump that up as much as possible. But a really, really cool opportunity here for this Kansas baseball team. Like I said, playing Iowa at the Field of Dreams. Hey, want to talk a little TBT with you. Some roster updates, some updates that I didn't get to yesterday. Just checked. And I guess they just added these guys by yesterday, right? Because I checked yesterday. They weren't on there yet. But a couple of nice additions here, kind of I don't know, fixing up the front court just a hair, because if you looked at the TBT roster, it was relatively thin at the front court, right? You had a 40-year-old Darnell Jackson. You also had Kevin Young, who's listed as a small forward. To me, Kevin Young is really kind of that power forward, could play the 5 if he wants to. You also had Andrew Orr, who plays the power forward position down there. But you are bringing in Jamari Traylor, 6'9", obviously played at Kansas for a long, long time, had an incredible dunk against Texas. Billy Preston, who we saw in an exhibition game, and then that whole saga went on, but still, it's cool to see Billy Preston. Last team that he played for was the Tijuana Zonkies, actually back in Mexico. 6'9". He's listed as a small forward again, kind of a stretch wing, so that'll be really fun to see him as well. So those are the 2 roster additions that you've seen, and really you got to think that those guys are going to be kind of rotating at that kind of front court position. I understand Billy Preston, like I said, is listed as a small forward, but Billy Preston played on TBT 2 years ago. I don't believe he played last year. Jamari Traylor also played for TBT last year and 2 years ago. Jamari Traylor's kind of been sort of a staple in terms of guys on this TBT roster, so it's good to see him back. So I'll kind of roll through the entirety of this roster. You have Marcus Garrett. Obviously, last played for the Greensboro Swarm in the G League. Naismith Defensive Player of the Year. That should be a ton of fun. You also have Frank Mason, who is really the head of the snake in terms of what you've seen for a lot of these guys, and it's going to be so cool to see Frank Mason actually back there out there on the court. Also, Zeke Mayo played in the Summer League this year for the Atlanta Hawks, but now Summer League's over, so he's got nothing going on right now. Hopefully he's able to get a shot on this Atlanta Hawks team, but he's going to be playing in TBT. And it was actually a great point by Nick Springer yesterday, where this is kind of the last opportunity that you have if you're Zeke Mayo to kind of show what you have, right? I understand that it's the basketball tournament. It's not exactly Summer League, but there's still going to be guys who are keeping their eye on the basketball tournament in terms of guys who are still trying to make their name known to try to get on these NBA rosters. So that should be a lot of fun as well. Tyshawn Taylor also listed as player, GM, and owner. I don't know how much Tyshawn is going to be playing. Now, granted, I played with Tyshawn Taylor a couple weeks ago. He looked good. He had like half of our points as a team. Didn't play a lot of defense, but granted, it was that was old man rec league ball. But Tyshawn looks good, so maybe we'll see a little bit of Tyshawn out there as well. Also, like I said, Kevin Young is going to be out there too, listed as a small forward. I want him to be more of a front court guy just because the front court's a little thin. You do have Darnell Jackson listed as a power forward. He's 40 years old. I don't know how many actual good minutes you're going to get out of Darnell Jackson, but hopefully it's a lot. Carlton Bragg Jr., also listed as a power forward, but he's really the tallest guy on this roster. Carlton Bragg, not the biggest of guys in terms of bulkiness, but still a nice addition to that front court. Also Mario Chalmers too, going to be playing that point guard position. Going to be interesting to see Frank and Mario, because in theory you want both of them out there at the same time. Frank is 6 foot, Mario's 6'2". You could think maybe Mario could slide over to the 2 spot, let Frank bring up the ball, or you can move Frank over to the 2 spot, let Mario take over the ball. So we'll certainly see about that. You also have a couple of alumni guys in Jacob Hanna and Andrew Orr. I had already mentioned Andrew Orr beforehand. Those guys played at Washburn. Washburn, if you know anything about them, and again, I've said this time and time again, I hate Washburn more than I hate Kansas State. But I was able to call a game on television on 38th Spot for an Emporia State Washburn game. These guys are legit. These guys are legit, like, Division I talent. It's so impressive that they didn't transfer away from Washburn just because Brett Ballard is such a good head basketball coach over at Washburn. They were the number 1 team in the nation for quite a while, a couple years ago, even last year, and made it to, I think, the Elite Eight, wound up losing in the NCAA tournament, didn't win the national championship, but 2 really nice players for Washburn, now going to be playing for JHX Hoops. JHX Hoops is actually what it is. I texted Tyshawn about it. He says Jayhawks, not JHX. You also have Tradeon Hollins, who led the nation in steals back when he was playing for Omaha. So that's really cool to see. Obviously a nice defender, plays the point guard position, more than likely going to be that on-ball guy, that defender that you're going to see up there. So that's going to be nice because you have 2 really nice defenders in your backcourt with Marcus Garrett, who was the National Defensive Player of the Year, and Tre'von Hollins as well, who, again, led the nation in steals whenever he was playing at Omaha. You also have DJ Burns, not that DJ Burns, as Sean likes to say. Small forward, played for Youngstown State, Southern University, and A&M College, Murray State, bounced around a little bit, 6'7". He plays a small forward spot. So, again, I really like the way that this roster has shaped up. And, kind of if you look at Purple Rain, there are some names that you'll know, obviously, from some K-State players, former K-State players. You do have Michael Beasley coming back. He's obviously a little older, but again, I mean, he's been playing quite a bit, and he's still got it. I hate to give credit where credit's due, but I always will give credit where credit is due. Michael Beasley is probably going to be their number one player. You also have Cartier Jada, who played at Virginia Tech and Kansas State, was a really nice point guard, really nice, spunky, kind of fast guard for Kansas State. Last played in France. Also have Jacob Pullen coming back, who, again, giving credit where credit is due. Jacob Pullen is my favorite Kansas State player of all time because he was so much fun to watch and honestly just a really good guy. That was like the most K-State basketball I watched because it was so much fun watching Jacob Pullen. So it'll be cool to see him back out there as well. Also, a number of different players. DeJuan Gordon, you probably know him, played at K-State, then Mizzou, New Mexico State, UT Arlington, so bounced around. Again, Austin Trice, another K-State guy, power forward, 6'8". Sean Williams, another kind of spunky guard that Kansas State had back in the day, but transferred around, wound up at Ouachita Baptist. So, that'll be interesting to see. Kamau Stokes, another little spunky point guard. Xavier Sneed, that's going to be fun to watch. Again, that was a really fun player to watch back in the day. But if you look at it, I mean, Kansas State, they have one true center in John Florvius. I would imagine that's how you say his name. Played at Georgia a few years back, 6'11". Other than that, they're a little thin at the backcourt spot as well, right? Because if you look at it, they have 6 point guards listed on their roster. They have one small forward, 2 small forwards, a couple of power forwards, and then one true center. So I think Kansas, with the new additions that they have with Billy Preston and Jamari Traylor, and with Kevin Young and his ability to play down low, Andrew Orr, again, is a really nice player down low. Darnell Jackson, who will give you probably 10 to 15 really solid minutes, but again, he's a little older now. He's 40. He's a man. He's 40. I think I like the front court a lot better now, especially with the addition of Jamari Traylor and Billy Preston. If Billy Preston can play down low, which I think he can, right? He's a versatile player. We knew that out of him in high school, and he's been playing pro ball kind of around, last played in Mexico. But I like the front court battle a lot. Now, this is going to be probably a little bit of trading threes too, right? You know anything about the basketball tournament? You're not utilizing your big men quite as much. They're more there for rebounding and set plays, different things like that. But when you have a guy like Marcus Garrett and Frank Mason and Mario Chalmers, right? I mean, you look at the guard play that Kansas has, and then you look at the guard play that Kansas State has in Purple Rain. This is going to be a lot of guard. This is going to be guard heavy, right? This is going to be very much trading threes, driving in, kickouts, different things like that. So it should be a ton of fun to watch, and I'm really, really excited to see what this basketball team can do. And it's going to be it's always so much fun, right? I always talk about it. I always talk about how much I miss watching Frank Mason play basketball. Same with Marcus Garrett, with even like Kevin Young, right? I mean, all of these guys were so much fun to watch way back in the day. So it's really cool. And it's kind of, bringing me back because like Darnell Jackson, like that was when I like first really started getting into basketball, into Kansas basketball especially. So like, it's funny because Darnell Jackson to me, that was like my idol, and like Mario Chalmers too. Like those guys to me is what, like a Frank Mason and a Darren Peterson and different guys like that could be to like children now. So it'll be fun to see those guys back in action. Hey, got more TBT talk coming up as we got Caden Letsche from the University Daily Kansan coming on the show. He's our resident TBT insider. That's coming up right after this on ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com.
What's up? I'm Bodie Ray with Kansas Baseball, and you're watching KansasNation.com.
Celebrate the summer with savings at Crown Toyota. BZ models, 0% APR with a $500 cash incentive. RAV4 models, 4.99% APR. 2026 Toyota Tacoma, 3.99% APR. Get into a 2026 Tundra for 2.99% APR.
Together, we're elevating our potential, our pride, our traditions, and our dreams. Together, we're opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with JHX checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
This is SSJ. Winter in Kansas City doesn't mean your lawn takes a break. It means smart homeowners get a head start. Let David and his crew from Custom Lawn and Landscape prepare your yard for a greener, healthier spring with winter fertilization, soil conditioning, and pre-emergent treatments that stop weeds before they start. Because when the snow melts, you don't want to start fixing your lawn, you want to already be winning. Trust Custom Lawn and Landscape, treating your yard now so it looks incredible later. Visit CustomLawn.com to schedule your winter services today.
Jayhawk fans, if you haven't started to follow Kansas Nation on social, now is the time. Facebook, Instagram, X, it's Kansas Nation, and online at kansasnation.com for the latest news and information on your Kansas Jayhawks. Interviews, news conferences, daily and weekly shows, podcasts. Find it all at Kansas Nation and kansasnation.com. Kansasnation.com is presented by Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Step up your game with Game Day Men's Health Lawrence.
Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment. If you're in the market for a new side-by-side, any new mowers, tractors, anything in terms of large machinery, they have got it. They have a place up in Valley Falls as well as here in Lawrence. So if you're in the market for that, they have a ton of great deals going on right now. Go to HeinenOPE.com to find all those amazing deals. Like I said, if you're in the market for side-by-sides, ATVs, tractors, mowers, whatever that may be for large machinery, be sure to check out HeinenOPE.com. That's Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment. Just Google that and it'll send you to the right spot. Hey, right now, going to be joined by a very special guest. It's Caden Letsche from University Daily Kansas, and also my old show. You're going solo this week, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, on Rock Chalk Sports Talk.
5 days is just straight TBT talk.
Let's go. Hey, I'm riding solo this week as well. Sean is actually out at the Lake of the Ozarks
That's
right
where
now.
I just came back from.
You just got back from Lake of the Ozarks.
Back-to-back weekends, I decided to go down there.
Back-to-back weekends.
First time ever.
What's your? Did
Old
you get an
roommate.
Airbnb or what?
No, old roommate lives down there for the summer.
Lives down
so I was
there.
like,
Okay.
I gotta do something.
So that's nice. So you didn't have to get two Airbnbs because
No.
I went down there, got an Airbnb with a bunch of friends of mine, and I was like, "Ooh, that hurt my bank account." So
Oh, it definitely hurts the bank account, but it also hurts my neck. I can't turn left. I slept on the couch for 6 days in the last
that's always tough.
2 weeks.
That's why you got to get there early and stake your claim.
No.
They didn't have an extra bed for you?
No,
just straight up, just a couch.
Last weekend was the floor. This weekend was couch. So I'm upgrading.
Okay, so
Maybe next weekend it'll be bed.
Who knows? Maybe maybe you'll get a twin bed next time.
Let's hope.
Maybe make it 3 weekends in a row.
I'm crossing my fingers.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll see if the bank account can handle
Caden,
that.
I appreciate you coming on the show, man, as always. Wanted to talk a little TBT because you are our resident TBT insider, and I was talking about this. You like this time of year more than you like Christmas, your own birthday, Memorial Day, anything.
This year I was super excited for it, the most excited I've probably ever been, and then no credential yet. So I'm waiting for them to email me back. So this could be.
I got you.
No, but it's perfect. It's weird. I liked when it was 64 teams and they have 4 or 8 teams in one singular city. So like last year in Kansas City, they had an entire regional, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah.
So that was fun because it was sun up to sundown and it was just basketball. Just guys playing basketball and it was perfect. This year, obviously, they're doing the best of 3 series. So there's only 16, or there should have been 16 teams. There's only 6 teams in Vegas now. So there's only 14 teams in total.
Okay.
So no matter what happens, Kansas will have their best ever, or JHX or JHX Hoops will have their best ever finish. So I'm excited. I'm excited for tonight. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that was going to be one of my first questions is, like, this new format is so strange, right? Because you have the alumni side of things and you have the non-alumni side of things with, is We Are D3, do they have a team again? Because I know they were really good, but, I mean, what are your thoughts on this in terms of changing it? And do you think that this should go on? Because here's the thing. I'm with, like, Sean and I are both agree on this. I love brackets.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing in the world.
But you're starting with a best of 3, which is kind of taking away from the bracket side of things. I mean, do you like the new format? I mean, do you think that this is where it should go, or do you want to maybe revert back? I mean, it's been a little bit of a challenge for TBT to kind of get all of these teams together, right? Yeah. There's only 14 teams right now, where there used to be 64.
Yeah, well, I think Frank Mason kind of said it best, because it gives you time to not just go out there and play one game and you could be done. So, like, obviously these guys haven't played together. Like, Zeke Mayo has never played basketball in a competitive setting with Mario Chalmers until this week. So with a best of 3, it allows for teams to at least get one game under their belt to like play with each other and have kind of like that freedom to roam. But I think as a whole, 64 teams is so much better, so much more basketball.
Right.
It's all day they're playing. Nowadays there's only 2 games a night, and we're in the first round. So what's that going to look like when it gets down to the later rounds? I don't know. I liked it because it was sun up to sundown, something to watch in the summer.
Sure.
But I mean, if they're gonna, I don't know. They made the prize $2 million this year, so instead of $1 million.
That's the thing. They upped the prize too, which is
But then I'm also like, they cut the teams, which is almost doesn't coincide with each other, because teams have to pay an entry fee. I think it's like $150,000.
Oh wow!
It's like a lot of money, and so I'm like, you cut down the teams, you're getting less money. So I don't know. But as a whole, I guess I kind of beat around the bush. As a whole, I want to root for this best of 3 series, but I think 64 is so much better.
Which I guess it is fair that it's like, okay, well, at least you get at least 2 games, right?
Yeah.
And that gives you a little bit more time to kind of gel together, because like you said, Zeke Mayo has never played with Mario Chalmers, and Darnell Jackson's never played with Frank Mason before. No, not even last year, because Frank was on the Syracuse squad last year. I mean, we've forgiven him. You know,
he said it was a business decision.
He did say that. He said it was a business decision. So I will forgive him.
Be his last year. This is huge.
Yeah, so he did allude to that. He said this is going to be his last year. But then we asked him about it in the press conference, and he was kind of like, well, I don't know. We'll see. It's like, okay, well, you said
I got
it.
a lot in the tank left in me. He's like, I got plenty. And we're like, then why are you calling it quits?
Right.
But he's got a family. So
yeah, that's true. That is fair. And, bouncing probably from like Atlanta to France and, all over the place, probably a little tough, especially when you do have a family. I think he's like a 13-year-old son, and he has another daughter who's like 2 or something.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Frank, obviously, family man. This could be his last time we see him playing basketball. So, be sure to get out there to Bramlage, and then also to Lee Arena. As you know, I hate Washburn, but I will go just to support JHX Hoops. Caden, give us kind of a preview in terms of how you think this roster is shaped up, because obviously it felt like everything kind of came together relatively last minute, right? I mean, you looked at this at least maybe like, what was it, a week ago probably? You had 3 guys on the roster. Like, that was just insane. And then all of a sudden, you saw more and more guys, and then you saw Billy Preston and Jamari Traylor come on, Mario Chalmers, that was absolutely massive, right? Kevin Young, I mean, all these different big-time names for KU Athletics, formerly KU Athletics. Also, you have Andrew Orr, Tre'von Hollins, a couple of nice Washburn players, a couple of nice other guys around there. Give us a preview of how you think this team is going to shape up and maybe match up against not only Purple Rain, but La Familia, and because they looked pretty dang good the other night.
I think for right now, I'll get to it in a little bit, but I think Wichita is the best team so far.
Okay.
They were up by 33 last night over New Mexico's alumni and ended up winning by like 20 plus, which is unheard of in an Elam ending. But this roster, I really wanted Billy Preston. Preston to play.
And we got him.
This last week, I've been watching so much of last year's highlights of the games, and then the year before that's highlights. And Billy Preston just blows my mind with how athletic he is on the court.
Yeah.
Some big news before coming out of Manhattan is Jacob Pullen's not playing.
Oh, he's not playing
tonight, at least.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I think this roster needs to go out and handle business in Bramlage. It'll be interesting to see if there's a home court advantage, as you should say. But as a roster standpoint, Frank, I mean, from what I saw of him in Wichita 2 years ago, obviously he's had much time to improve or get older, whichever one comes first for him. He
looks a lot better too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, he was,
last time you saw him in a KU jersey, or not KU, but like it was Mass Street.
Yep.
2 years ago, looked a little thick around the hips.
Yep. That's
now he looks a lot better. He looks pretty good now.
I wasn't gonna say it.
How are you?
No, he does. As in that Zoom call, he does look a lot more fit, I guess you could say. But even then, when they were playing Colorado, he was still able to get downhill. He was pulling up for anywhere, and he still had that spark. So I think Frank Mason's going to be that guy that's going to be able to drop 20 plus a night for these guys, especially now that he's, I guess, more fit, I guess we could say.
Yeah, right.
But and then Mario Chalmers, that's a huge one. And I think I'll be the first to admit the last couple weeks I've been like, oh, Mario Chalmers, Mike Beasley, they're old. They're old. It's not going to be the greatest basketball. But these guys are still playing.
Yeah.
These guys are actually teammates.
Yeah.
Michael Beasley and Mario Chalmers are teammates in the Big Three.
Michael Beasley outscored the other team 21 to 18 in a half, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was he's pretty damn good.
On Sunday, he dropped 27 points and 10 rebounds. He's I guess their team name is Miami 305. Miami 305 is their best, or Michael Beasley's their best player. Mario Chalmers, it's hard to get in on a 3-on-3 team, especially when there's 6 guys.
Sure.
So Mario's kind of been averaging around the 4 or 5 range. So he hasn't really had to do too much. He's more of an assist guy when he comes on. So Mario, I'm really excited to see. And then Zeke, I remember last year him being a little nervous, it seemed like, right away.
Sure.
He was kind of nervous. He was just graduated. He was probably really worried about an NBA spot in the back of his mind playing through this, and that's kind of what he's playing for right now. But last year, once it got to when they played Purple Rain last year, and then they played Heartfire in the round of 16, Zeke was one of the top guys. I think he was the top guy.
Yeah.
So right now, from a roster standpoint, Zeke, Mario, and Frank, those are 3 guys that can score at any given point in the game. The big situation is going to be interesting. I believe Andrew Orr's, I don't know if he's power forward or center.
So he's listed as a power forward, but he played center a lot when he was at Washburn.
But to your point, I know you talked about Kansas State, kind of their centers, but that's where it kind of comes down to it. Everyone wants to play guard when they're 40. No one wants to get down, dirty, and physical in the paint. Last year was awesome. They had Cliff Alexander playing down there.
Yeah.
Dave McCormick came back.
That's right.
The year before, T-Rob was on the team. This year, it's kind of just been up in the air on who's going to be the guy that's going to have to stop someone in the paint, because that's more than likely where the game's going to come down to.
Yeah, 100%.
But to your point, as a roster, I think this is the best roster they've had in quite some time.
Okay.
Or
well,
ever.
I absolutely love that, man. I mean, some older guys, but also you have some youth down there as well. I mean, Carlton Bragg's still relatively young. Marcus Garrett's still relatively young. Obviously, Zeke Mayo, right? And I guess that was going to be my next question is youth more important in something like this as opposed to sheer skill sets, right? Because, we know, I mean, Michael Beasley is unbelievable, and maybe he's an exception to this, right? But, Darnell Jackson is 40 years old. Yeah. He was dominant in the 2008 national championship, right? He had a nice little NBA career, but he's 40, right? Mm-hmm. Where if you look at a guy like Zeke Mayo, fresh off the summer league, still trying to make a summer league roster, I mean, how important is it for the young guys to kind of get more involved in this?
I think it just depends on how much that certain type of player has been playing.
Sure.
Because, I want to say Chalmers is going to be very, very fit, but in a 3-on-3 league, you're only half court.
Yeah, it's half court. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. Michael Beasley, on the other hand, he might be conditioned. I know a couple weekends ago he was boxing or MMA fighting Lance Stevenson.
Okay.
So that was certainly something. But to your point, I think, you
Is
didn't
this
see
true?
that?
No,
Johnny
I didn't.
Manziel was the main event. And yeah,
What?
Michael Beasley got choked out by Lance Stevenson.
This is news to me. How did I not see this?
Yeah,
This is
a
crazy.
big thing. It was like
This isn't like a dream you had? This is real?
No. And
Okay.
The worst part about it is it started at like 2:30, 3 a.m. That was the worst part. So I was like, what am I doing with my life? Right, watching Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson. This is worse for me than them. At least they're making money. But
Oh my gosh.
I think youth is very, very important, but it also just determines on how much that player is just playing overseas or how much they're playing. Because if you're just going to step in, I know you and I played basketball the other week.
Yes, we did.
Me just stepping off my couch and going to play took a lot out of me.
little tough.
A couple days. But
You got injured too. You hurt your wrist and your butt.
yeah. I was fine.
Okay,
all right. I was
right.
fine once I got to the car. Actually, the wrist kind of hurt for a couple days, but that's just probably old man bones. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not as old as you, but
Well, you tried to take a charge, right? Is that what it was?
I tried to take a charge.
And,
I put my body on the line for I don't even know what your team's called.
The Cosmic Airballers.
How did I not? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I played a full game.
Yeah. No idea what the team name was.
But yeah, so like I said, it just depends on how much you're playing. But I think Zeke Mayo is going to be that guy that's going to determine how much this game could go towards, I guess, Jayhawks. He's playing for a roster spot, and he's just played in like NBA ball. That's where it's like the fastest.
Right.
That's where you got to know.
He's coming off of like a very competitive summer league
Mm-hmm.
spot where it's like all these guys are trying to make NBA rosters, so everything is so much faster. So like that's why I think Zeke is really going to be like maybe the.
I'm really hoping they make it far and Zeke plays good.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to get one or the other or if it coincides together.
Yeah.
But I think Zeke, like I said, is going to determine how far this goes.
Yeah, for sure. Caden Letsche, UDK, and Rock Chalk Sports Talk right here on Rock Chalk Sports here in ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. Wanted to ask you a little bit about just some KU football stuff. Obviously, you cover Kansas football and basketball as well. Just your overall thoughts in terms of, what you think this season is going to look like. We talk a lot about ceilings and floors in terms of roster, but also the quarterback battle is continuing to heat up, and we still have no inkling of who it's gonna be, right? I mean, just your overall thoughts in terms of KU football.
Well, I know CBS Sports released a prediction. I think it was 3-9 with wins over UCF, Long Island, and Middle Tennessee.
Okay.
So, and then I saw another one that was 4 wins.
Okay.
So it's kind of that 3 to 5 range. I think 5 is probably where a lot of people are like, that's going to be too much. But
See, I'm an eternal optimist. I can always talk myself into 12 wins.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying is going into this year, all I'm thinking is the last time people said that a team was going to be this bad, which I'll get to why they think it's going to be bad. But they ended up winning 6 games. They ended up having college game day. They ended up having a bowl game that was incredible. And they almost beat an SEC team. That's at that time. But I think the reason why people think it's going to be bad is there's just so many questions up in the air.
Sure.
You don't know a starting quarterback. Running back, you think you know. I mean, it's just Kansas as a whole is just completely turned upside down. This is the first time in quite some time where there wasn't every single position where you knew who each guy was going to be.
Right.
The last couple of years, running back hasn't been a problem.
Sure.
Running back, we knew who was going to go in week 1. Quarterback, Jalen Daniels last 5 years.
Yeah.
But then to your quarterback thing, Lance talked a lot about it at the media days, and I'm sure he probably got asked way more off camera who that starting quarterback was going to be, and he said they'll name one when it's time. And that sounded like some Lion King stuff. I'll name one when it's time.
Yeah.
But
they're going to blow white smoke instead of black smoke. Like they're choosing a pope,
They go over to the McCarthy Livingston, right over that balcony, right by the baseball stadium. But I think it's just going to be Cole Ballard. I think there's going to be, unless Isaiah Marshall does something that's going to be just incredible in practice, I think they're going to be Cole Ballard out there. But then their first game of the year is against Long Island.
Right.
So that's a very good, and not to.
We could see both.
Yeah, not to throw shade on Long Island, but that should be a game Kansas. Fins up. That should be a game that Kansas wins very, very and I don't know if I want to say easily, but that should be opportunities for both of them to play.
Yeah.
And showcase.
I mean, you
what
can
they got.
even say, like, that could be an opportunity for Chase Jenkins to play, too.
I would hope that anybody and everybody is able to get into that game, because if we start off the year with a very close game against Long Island, it's going to might be a long season.
Well, then who you have next? It's Mizzou.
I
mean, obviously they're coming into town, and you're like,
Well, what they always say is if you have 2 quarterbacks, then you have none. And so I'm really, really crossing my fingers that for the first couple weeks, it's not, all right, let's throw out this person for a couple drives, then we'll switch to this person. So
the Mizzou game doesn't feel like a trial and error type of game where you're like, all right, let's try this guy here and this guy here. It's like, no, you need to know, because this is a big-time SEC team coming into your house. And obviously it's your biggest rival, too.
And I think with Cole Ballard, I think you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You've seen him year in and year out. He's always there. Obviously, Jalen Daniels has just been above him, so he hasn't been able to play as much as he possibly could if he went to another team. With Marshall, I think the ceiling's still yet to be known. That's kind of where it's gone. And so in Lance's eyes, do you want the guy? He said he wants the guy that's going to be consistent day in and day out.
Sure.
Cole, is going to be consistent. Marshall, he could be consistent, and he could be even so much better. That's where the question comes into play at who you want to start.
Yeah, certainly makes sense. Caden Letsche, University of Daly Kansan, and I guess you're not at the UDK anymore because I'm
old.
You're officially graduated, man. Just
RCST.
Shout out to RCST, man. That's man, that was. But you're not getting up to my age. What are you, 22?
Yeah. I'm about 15 from you.
I just turned. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. He always makes fun of me for being old. Sean is the actual old one. He's 35 years old. No. Still,
no.
Sean has a youthful spirit about him, though. So that is good, I guess.
I always thought Elijah was like 28.
Yeah, Elijah would be a great old man someday. He's out there farming corn
until last year.
Yeah,
worked together for 2 years, and just, I was like,
he's younger than you. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did not know that.
I know. Hey, stick around because we're gonna do a special fantasy draft where you and I are going to pick TBT eligible. Which, granted, now you've put it in my mind. I don't really know what TBT eligible is. Just no NBA players
alive
that
are not like walking with a cane.
Yes, alive. Well, I mean, they could be eligible, right?
They're eligible, yes.
So alive former KU basketball players who are not in the NBA right now. We're going to be drafting that for our dream TBT teams. That's coming up after this. First, I got to tell you about Crown Automotive. Crown Automotive over in my neck of the woods, South Iowa Street. If you're in the market for a new or used car, be sure to check out crownautomotive.com or crownmotorsvw.com. Tiguan's, Taosas, Jettas, those VW electric buses, which are really, really cool. Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, Tacomas, Tundras, you name it, they've got it. And if those aren't your jam, they have a whole line of used cars as well. The friendliest sales staff here in the tri-state area. Everybody's so friendly over I'm talking tri-state. I'm talking Nebraska, Missouri, everywhere. All right? They're so friendly. I implore you to go to Nebraska and find a friendlier sales staff than the ones you find at Crown Automotive, all ran by the 2025 Lawrence Citizen of the Year, Miles Schneer. CrownAutomotive.com, CrownMotorsVW.com. Fantasy draft coming up after this. Rock Chalk Sports, ESPN Kansas City, and KansasNation.com.
Hey, Kansas fans, Coach Bill Self here, and you're watching KansasNation.com.
At the heart of a city lies the restless, the visionaries, the bold. From redefining events to guiding local youth, providing lifelines of industry, or reshaping wellness across the region, you deserve a financial partner that matches your ambition. At Meritrust, we handle the finances, so you can take care of the bold. Meritrust Credit Union. Business, banking, bold.
Get 0.9% APR or a $3,500 customer bonus on 2026 Atlas models. 2026 Atlas Cross Sport 3.9% APR or $3,500 customer bonus. 26 Tiguan models now 1.9% APR or a $2,500 customer bonus.
KU and
and K-State bring their bitter basketball rivalry to the basketball tournament in Topeka this summer. Kansas alumni team JHX Hoops, led by Frank Mason III and Marcus Garrett, take on K-State alumni team Purple Rain, starring Michael Beasley and Xavier Sneed. Catch the action at Lee Arena in Topeka, July 22nd, as the Big 12 foes duke it out on the road to TBT's $2 million grand prize. Don't miss the chance to check out and support your favorite former Jayhawks in just a few weeks. Get your tickets now at tbthoops.com.
You work hard and play hard. With a new Can-Am side-by-side from Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment, you can haul, tow, and hustle from dusk to dawn without slowing down a bit. Get one for a lot less during the Can-Am Fresh Deals for Summer event, going on now through July 31st. Save up to $1,500 on select 2026 Can-Am Defender models. Hardworking, low maintenance, and built to take a beating. And the prices are hard to beat right now at Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment in Lawrence.
Welcome back into Rock Chalk Sports here on ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. I'm going to tell you about Central Bank. With Jayhawk checking from Central Bank, Jayhawk fans can carry their pride wherever they go with the official Jayhawk debit card. It's a simple way to show school spirit every single day. Central Bank, they're proud to support their traditions and communities that bring people together, and as the proud community banking partner of the University of Kansas, Central Bank is committed to serving Jayhawk fans with banking options designed for real life, on campus, at work, and everywhere in between. You can learn more about Jayhawk checking and the exclusive Jayhawk debit card at jayhawkchecking.com. That's jayhawkchecking.com. Central Bank, the proud community banking partner of the University of Kansas, member FDIC. Caden Letsche, we are now going to do a fantasy draft. I got to pull up my my special notes just so I can keep track of all of this. But we're doing a fantasy draft, not even a fantasy draft. I guess this is a fantasy draft. A draft of TBT eligible players for our dream TBT basketball team. I have a list of former, at least Bill Self guys. I have the MIAA flipping coin. Are you aware of this MIAA flipping coin? You know what it is.
I feel like I've heard it every time I've seen you.
You're familiar with its significance?
What does MIAA stand for?
Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletic Association. So it could be the MAIAA, but it's the MIAA. This is from September 5th, 2019. It's from the only game I ever got meaningful playing time in. It's against Northeastern State. I played in 3 snaps. 2 of them were victory formation. The other one was Indiana's inside power.
They want their most trustworthy guy out there.
That's what I'm saying.
To end the game.
You know? Exactly.
That is a heavy coin, by the way.
It's a heavy, it's got some weight to it, man. I don't know if it's made of tungsten or what. The MIAA is heads. The football player is tails. Since you are our special guest, I will let you call it in the air.
I'm going to go heads.
It's tails. It's actually kind of diagonal, but it is tails. So I'm going to go first. We'll go
great host work.
Oh, come on.
It's a 50-50. No, you get first. You get first.
That's a fair coin. That's the fairest coin of all. Okay. I'm going to go first. We'll go snake draft here too. So you'll have 2 back-to-back.
Okay.
But we'll go snake draft.
Got my list.
How many do you want to go? Well, we'll go 6 players.
Okay.
And do you want to draft a head coach too?
You know what? We'll do a head coach.
So we'll go 5 and a head coach? Or we'll go 6 and a head coach?
We could do 6 and a head coach. We'll save the head coach for last.
All right, that works for me. All right, well, with my number 1 pick, this is actually kind of tough. Can we do guys who are we'll do guys who are on the roster right now too, right?
Okay. Perfect.
Because we could exclude them, but
They're
obviously
TBT
the dream TBT guys are, hopefully some of them are on the team right now.
Exactly.
I mean, 1-1, you got to go Frank.
Dang it.
So I'm going Frank Mason as my point guard for the number 1 overall pick. I mean, that was like abundantly obvious. You know what I mean? Former Naismith Player of the Year, still looks good. Yeah, he's a little older, but aren't we all?
I was gonna say now I got to switch up the entire team. I had Frank Mason for 1 through 7.
Yeah,
I had Frank Mason 1 through 7. I think for my 1-2, I guess, or first overall pick, I'm going to take Devontae Graham.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that they might try to get Devontae Graham this year, but
I was too. He's not playing in the NBA anymore. He is a free agent. Is he playing overseas somewhere? Okay.
Actually, I just was talking about it. It's or he just played in the Euro League for a Serbian club.
Okay. Fair enough.
In January,
KSL or whatever. He might have played against Mihailo Musicic, KU target right now. We'll see how that goes. I had Devontae Graham as my number 2 guy. Like if you would have, That's the 1-2 punch right there. But now it gets a little tricky. So is Devontae playing your point guard position?
Devontae will take the point guard.
Okay.
And then at shooting guard, so TBT eligible to make
TBT eligible, so they can't be playing in the NBA.
Be playing in the NBA. Okay.
That's at least the stipulations we have, and they have to be alive.
Dang it. So there goes Wilt 1 through 5.
Wilt's out.
Well, I'm gonna take another free agent.
Okay.
Wayne Selden.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yes. So Wayne Selden will go to my shooting guard spot.
Did Wayne play last year for TBT?
No.
Okay.
No,
has he ever?
I don't believe so in the last 2 years at least.
Okay. Fair enough.
Kansas really hasn't had a team for that too long.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so you have Wayne Selden and Devontae Graham. I have Frank Mason. Two solid picks. I had Wayne on my big board. Watched a lot of film on him. So, okay, you have 2 guards right now. I think I want to go ahead and shore up my front court right away because I have 2 back-to-back picks. So at the power forward spot, go ahead and give me Thomas Robinson.
That's a good one. That's a guy that he had a game winner in the first round of the TBT 2 years ago.
Yeah, still looks good, man.
Yeah,
he still looks good.
They were hoping they were trying to get him, but obviously a lot of these guys have some current commitments. So it's not just they're I don't want to play for Kansas. They're obviously always busy.
T-Rob's still playing somewhere. I think he was in Puerto Rico or somewhere like that.
Yeah, most of the
I know
time.
last year he came late, or he was going to come late, but then wound up not because Kansas wound up losing before he was able to join the team. I like T-Rob at my power forward, even though he's can play both.
I really hope you don't take this next guy because that's who I'm going for.
I think you know who I'm going with, and this is Frank Mason actually alluded to the fact that they were going to try to get him. They wound up not getting him. Give me Udoka Azubuike.
That's such a good pick. That's like I said. There's a lot of guards.
Yeah, but I wanted to.
Nobody wants to play down dirty in the paint.
I feel like the bigs can get a little thin, right? So that's the thing. I got the 2 probably best bigs right now in terms of my TBT team. So there's a lot of guards out there that I think you can kind of share it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have Frank, Thomas Robinson, and Udoka Azubuike. That's pretty damn good. I feel confident. I feel good about that one.
I forgot about Udoka. I didn't forget about him, but my center, I only had one thing and one guy on my mind this entire time before, and I thought about almost taking him 1-1.
Are you taking him right now?
I'm going to take him based on his performance from last year.
Okay.
David McCormick.
Yeah, okay.
David McCormick looked, I don't know what it was, Dan.
He should have won, by the way, 2022 MOP. Final Four MOP.
This dude looked so much better than every single player I saw out in Kansas City last year during that tournament. I was amazed. I was like, this dude is going to be this dude's the Hall of Fame of TBT.
Sure.
Speaking of TBT, did you see Wichita State has a banner now in their building?
I did see that.
So if KU wins one,
shout out.
Do we put one in the field house?
I don't. I think we can put it in maybe the concourse.
Yeah, that's right.
I know the WNIT banners in the concourse right now for the women. The WNIT banners in the concourse right now. I think I mean, there's some spots for it. I'm sure. Maybe not next to the national championship banners, but we'll put it. We'll figure it out. Put it somewhere.
I'm trying to think.
Not to discredit the TBT, but we can figure it out. We'll put it somewhere.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we can put it somewhere. Okay, so you have Dave McCormick. He's playing the 5.
Yeah,
okay.
And then I'm gonna. I don't know this other big position. So actually, I'll put McCormick at the power forward because I'm gonna take a center now.
Okay.
You're gonna have an old guy. You always gotta have one.
Sure, gotta have an old grizzled vet, the Udonis Haslams, if you will.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Withey.
Jeff Withey will be my center.
I looked at him. I said if you would have taken a Udoka, I would have taken Jeff Withey. I mean, all-time leader in blocks for a NCAA tournament, I believe, 2012. Also, I mean, he's all-time leader in Kansas history in blocks. Block percentage,
these are 2
blocks
amazing
per game.
teams.
Yeah. All right. I mean, we got a nice little thing going on here. So you have Devontae Graham, Wayne Selden, David McCormick, Jeff Withey. I have Frank Mason, Thomas Robinson, Udoka Azubuike. For me, God, there's a lot of guys that I can kind of pick from now, but I need guys to fill up the stat sheet, and I just need some shooters.
Yeah.
So give me a guy who we talked about in the previous segment that I think is going to be that number one guy. Give me Zeke Mayo.
That's a good pick. It's a great pick.
I mean, that's going to be like a classic, like pick and pop. Like, I'm closing my eyes, I'm envisioning it now, and I'm probably going to see it tonight. Frank Mason drive, defense collapses, boom, kick out to Zeke, three-pointer. That's going to happen 20 times.
I'm really hoping, because the last 2 years, there's been at least one major crowd pop every single game. Either it was Zeke Mayo, Frank Mason the year before.
Yeah.
There's been one where it actually feels like you are playing at home and it's a sold-out arena.
Sure.
It'll be interesting to see this weekend, though.
Yeah.
Or this week, at least.
I think Bramlage is going to be kind of popping. I think Washburn, Lee Arena is going to be popping as well. For my next guard spot.
This is your final starter.
So this is my final starter, and you actually kind of implanted this in my head that you need an old grizzled veteran, a guy to kind of show the other guys the ropes. Give me Keith Langford.
Oh.
As my,
I believe he played 2 years ago.
I think he did. I mean, granted, he's got to be 42 or 43 now. I mean, he's a little old, but he still looks really good. Yeah. I saw him not too long ago at a KU game, and he looks pretty solid. And guy who can knock him down, probably do a little camping. He's not going to be driving nearly as much, but a guy who kind of show him the ropes. So, okay, we need actually got to do this fast because we're up against the break. But you have one more starter,
Marcus Garrett.
a bench guy. There you go.
Marcus Garrett, need a defensive guy. And then for the sixth man, give me one guy that I think is going to – actually, I was going to take one guy. I got to switch now. I'm going to take Tyshawn. I'm going to trust Tyshawn.
Okay.
As my sixth man.
I like that pick because, I mean, he loves TBT. He loves JHX Hoops. I played pickup basketball with Tyshawn a couple weeks ago. Doesn't play a lot of defense.
I'm putting him out there for a quick spark.
Sure.
Go score me 10, and I'll take you out.
So you don't want Tyshawn as your head coach? I mean,
no.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. I have a bench guy, and I can just see Udoka Azubuike getting into foul trouble. So I'm going to go with another big. Give me Cole Aldrich.
Yep. That's a good one. It's a great one.
I mean, he's old now, but just a guy who you're going to get some nice minutes from him whenever you have some foul trouble going on with Udoka Azubuike because he's prone to that, right? For my head coach, there's a lot of guys I can go with. I'm going to go with an interesting one, a guy who all these guys can really rally behind. And none of these guys actually played for him, but I think he's going to be a guy who can really kind of rally the troops. Give me Roy Williams. Do you think that he would be willing to coach in the basketball tournament?
TBT eligible.
He is. He's not coaching right now.
I mean, for my coach, I was just going to stick with it. Sharon Collins.
Yeah.
Greatest TBT coach in JHX Hoops history.
Okay, fair enough. So you have Devontae, Wayne, Selden, David McCormick, Jeff Withey, Marcus Garrett, Tyshawn Taylor, and Sharon Collins as your head coach. I have Frank Mason, Thomas Robinson, Udoka Azubuike, Zeke Mayo, Keith Langford, Cole Aldrich on my bench, and I have Roy Williams as my head coach. Caden, appreciate it so much, man, and have a good show today.
Let's win a game tonight.
Absolutely. Hey, we got more coming up after this on Rock Chalk Sports, ESPN Kansas City, KansasNation.com.
I'm Cade Baldridge, and you're watching KansasNation.com.
Together, we're elevating our potential, our pride, our traditions, and our dreams. Together, we're opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Elevate your University of Kansas experience with Jayhawk checking from Central Bank. Central Bank and KU, elevating together.
Celebrate the summer with savings at Crown Toyota. BZ models, 0% APR with a $500 cash incentive. RAV4 models, 4.99% APR. 2026 Toyota Tacoma, 3.99% APR. Get into a 2026 Tundra for 2.99% APR.
Hi there, Gary Joslin with Joslin's Jewelry. I'm not the Class Ring Company. I'm a mom and pop jewelry store for 42 years. We were recently voted the gold medal #1 jewelry store in the greater Kansas City area by Ingram's Magazine. Come see us at Jocelyn's Jewelry, 9529 Antioch. Jocelyn's Jewelry, the jeweler you'll recommend to your friends and family.
Jocelyn's Jewelry, for the best that's yet to come.
At the heart of a city lies the restless, the visionaries, the bold. From redefining events to guiding local youth, providing lifelines of industry, or reshaping wellness across the region, you deserve a financial partner that matches your ambition. At Meritrust, we handle the finances, so you can take care of the bold. Meritrust Credit Union. Business, banking, bold.
Welcome back into Hour 2 of Rock Chalk Sports here on KansasNation.com. Really appreciate everybody joining along here on KansasNation.com. Also live on Facebook, live on YouTube. If you want to check out all of our stuff, be sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at The Kansas Nation, at The Kansas Nation on YouTube, and Kansas Nation on Facebook for all of the best coverage for Kansas athletics. Going to be out there at TBT tonight, Bramlage Coliseum, giving you a bunch of stuff. You can also listen, by the way, to play-by-play coverage of the basketball tournament on KansasNation.com. Pat Strothman is going to be on the play-by-play, and I'm actually going to be doing sideline reporting for the play-by-play as well. So it should be a ton of fun. Going to give you a bunch of content from the basketball tournament, watching all these KU guys of old. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. KansasNation.com, everywhere. You can find us on all of our social media platforms as well. Hey, got a chance to sit down with a bunch of KU football players at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour over this past weekend. Got a chance to talk to Tre'von McAlpine, transfer over from Tulane. Talk to him about playing in a college football playoff and, you know, maybe what he could bring from that experience playing in such an illustrious kind of thing like that, and should be a nice addition for this Kansas football roster. So here's my conversation with Tre'von McAlpine. Hey, what's going on, guys? Daniel Courtwright here with Kansas Nation. We're at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event at the Kansas Indoor Facility. I'm next to Tre'von McAlpine right now. Transfer from Tulane, defensive tackle. Appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day. I know you were out there signing autographs for some kids. How cool is this event going on right now?
No, I just want to say thank y'all for having me. It's nice to have all the kids from Lawrence out here, seeing them have a good time. It's like a little community today. It's fun to see everybody out here with their parents.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and it's really what a cool event. You know, all these local kids being able to kind of see their heroes, right? I mean, I was one of these local kids at one point, and you know, getting to meet some KU football players. I'm sure it's a dream for all of them. So I'm sure they appreciate it as well. Obviously, your transfer coming in came over from Tulane. How are you settling into Lawrence so far?
I'm settling in pretty good. It's kind of close to the first college town I was in at Texas Tech. So being in a college town like that, Lawrence really fit my type of style. I wasn't too much of the big city in New Orleans, right. Man. I was always at home. I'm a small town type of guy.
Hey, I get it, man, and that's exactly what Lawrence is. Lawrence is a perfect little college town. Absolutely. Talk about that defensive line group that you guys have right now. I mean, you got Blake Herold there, a couple of young bucks too, some really nice players. Kevin Otis is down there as well. I mean, how much confidence do you have just in that defensive line as a whole going into this year?
I think this year will be one of the most confident I've been in my defensive lines like past years. We had a really good one at Tulane, but this year I feel like the versatility that we got, like you mentioned, Blake Herold, our other guy, Marcus Calvin, those are going to be the two guys that are really stepping the way. They're going to be the ones for us. And then, like you said, Marcus, Kevin Otis, he'll be coming in and as a transfer, but we also got Iman Smalls.
Yeah.
Really excited to see him up in the middle. Big guy, but no, we have a lot of pieces on that D-line. I feel like we have a lot of guys that can go in and make the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tre'von, I got to ask you, man, I mean, defensive linemen, at least in my experience, have been some of the funniest dudes by far and away. Who's the funniest guy on the team that you've met so far?
Kevin Otis Jr. You can ask anybody. He is the craziest, most hilarious guy we got on the team by far.
Okay.
He takes the cake.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Ever since you've been to Lawrence, obviously there's a lot of good eats here, but what's your go-to spot so far?
My go-to spot is definitely Johnny's Tavern.
Okay.
Me and the D-line.
Are you an original guy or West guy? There's two of them.
The West guy.
Okay.
I take the D-line there all the time. We go down there and eat. I'm good friends with the owner down there, so we go down there all the time. It's a perfect spot for game days if y'all want to go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great local sports bar. Really cool place. Wanted to talk to you about your time at Tulane because you got a chance to play in a college football playoff game.
Yes,
You had 4.5 tackles. We talked a little bit about that beforehand, but just talk about that experience and maybe what's something that you can pull out of that experience that you can bring into this coming year.
Most definitely the most exciting thing about it was playing in a championship game. Like, that feeling is like none to match. It's like, it's a different feeling. Going into a regular game, it's that, but when you're going into that championship game, knowing you're playing for something a little bit bigger, it's a ring on the line. It was the most magical thing ever. And we was at Tulane, probably 20,000 fans. Like, it's nothing compared to David, the booth. Like, it's nothing compared to that. But that and playing in the playoffs was just a great experience. I think one thing that I can bring here is we was at Tulane. Obviously, like, we had athletes, but we didn't have the resources that we have here at Kansas and as many athletes. I would just try to tell all the guys, like, if we did it at Tulane, man, we can do it here at Kansas. The Big 12's wide open. We got the guys, we got the coaches. Like, why not Kansas, really? Why can't we do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I love to hear that, man. Why not Kansas? You heard it here from Tre'von McAlpine. Man, by the way, I mean, you see it under construction right now. I mean, me growing up as a Kansas fan, I never thought this would be possible, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, how excited are you to play in the booth? I mean, it's such a beautiful venue, and obviously it's going to be under construction, but how excited are you to actually just get out there?
I'm very excited. Like I said, I played at Texas Tech. In 23, we came here and played.
Oh, yeah. So you've seen
It was.
So you saw the old one, right?
It was nothing like it was today, but I'm very excited to get out there. I've heard all about the fans. Like, I've seen them for myself, but this type of atmosphere, I think it's one of the best in the Big 12. I just want to see all the Jayhawk fans out there come ready to support us when we come play our first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Tre'von McAlpine, really appreciate it, man. I'll let you get back to it.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my conversation with Tre'von McAlpine, transfer from Tulane last year, 35 total tackles, 21 solo tackles, also had a sack. He had 1.5 sacks back in 2024. Really one of the best transfers that Kansas got in the transfer portal, dealing with a little bit of injury, but hopefully we're able to see him for this upcoming year and, kind of be one of those stalwart guys. And he is actually going to get another year of eligibility as well under the new 5-and-5 rules. So really hoping that, he's going to be either A, healthy for this year, or B, come back to Kansas for the next year, because you're going to be losing some guys as well down there in the trenches. But obviously a big time get for Kansas. He's 6'3", 305. The dude's just a monster down low. So we'll certainly see how everything progresses for Tre'von McAlpine. But a really great conversation that I had with him. Another great conversation that I had with another transfer into Kansas, also on the defensive side of the ball, is Bam Crouch. Transfers over from Boston College, former captain of the Boston College Eagles, now with this Kansas football team. A big, heavy hitter, just one of those guys that you look at him, you go, oh, yeah, that's a linebacker, right? That he's got the demeanor about him, the body, the build. So really excited to see what we can get out of Bam Crouch this year. So here's that conversation with Bam Crouch right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Daniel Courtwright here with Kansas Nation. We're at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour right now in the KU Indoor Facility, and right next to me, I got Bam Crouch, transfer linebacker. Excuse me, I was just talking to Yasin Willis, running back, but transfer linebacker here for the University of Kansas, coming over from Boston College. Bam, thanks so much for taking some time out. Really appreciate it. Got to know your thoughts on this KU football team so far. Just obviously learning a new system, but how are you settling into Lawrence right now?
No, it's been a good experience, transferring there from Boston College. I got to learn the city of Lawrence a lot over the summer, building bonds with my teammates, my new teammates, and with the coaches. But, all I can say is that we just excited for this year. We got a good schedule, good couple of teams we got this year. We get to play in London, and I know it's my first time playing in the booth this year, so I'm really excited for that.
Absolutely, and you didn't get to see the old booth. I grew up a Kansas fan, so seeing something like this, it's something that I could have never even imagined, but so much has gone into the football program. Is that something that you could kind of feel and see whenever the recruiting process was going on?
Yeah, no, for sure. That was a big thing. They was telling me about the new stadium and things like that, and even when you walking around Lawrence and going out places, like, I feel like that's a number one thing people bring up is, are you excited to play in the new stadium? And
Yeah.
I tell everybody, like, yeah, of course I am. I never played here before, so yeah, I'm looking forward to see what all the fans doing when it comes to the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And question about the London game. You brought that up. I mean, just how amped up are you for this? This is going to be the first college football game ever played at Wembley Stadium. You ever been outside of the States before? I mean,
yeah, I've been outside of the States before. I've been in Mexico, but not London. London is that's a different part. But I'm excited, man. It's going to be a crazy trip, good experience. I mean, I'm very blessed to be able to do that. And we look forward to going out there and put on the show. Not just even going out there just to experience on it, but we're also there to play football. So
yeah.
So we all looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I appreciate it, man. Well, you're new to Lawrence. I asked Yasin this. I want to ask you this. What's your favorite go-to restaurant here in Lawrence? I mean, obviously you're probably trying a whole bunch of different things, but where's your go-to spot right now?
Oh, my go-to spot, I'll probably say Slim Chicken.
Slim Chickens.
Like
Hey,
Slim
all right.
Chicken. I had some earlier today.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate it. Well, hey, thanks so much. I'll let you get back to it. We're here at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour here at the KU Indoor Facility. That was Bam Crouch. Thanks so much, guys. There's going to be more coming up next.
I sure appreciate it.
That was my exclusive interview with KU transfer linebacker Bam Crouch at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event. Really exciting stuff coming out of him. And again, one of those guys who was a former captain at an ACC school, winds up, not playing a lot the year after he was a captain. So he finds his way over to Kansas. Really excited about him, kind of beefing up that linebacker room. Going to see a lot of great stuff out of him. Also got a chance to talk to one of the key freshman. Don't know how much we're going to see from him this year, but really excited to see what he can provide in the future from Maize South. Hunter Higgins, who I talked about it, kind of was the leader in terms of getting a lot of the Kansas high school athletes to wind up committing to the University of Kansas. Takes a lot of pride in that. I was able to talk to Hunter Higgins a little bit about that as well. So, I mean, it's a great interview that I had with Hunter Higgins. Let's go ahead and hear that right now. Hey guys, what's going on? Daniel Courtwright here with Kansas Nation. We're at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour right now at the indoor facility, and I'm here with freshman defensive end Hunter Higgins. Really appreciate your time, man. Got a great thing going on right here with the Good Game. I saw you over there taking pictures with a bunch of kids as well, and I'm sure you probably know this as much as anybody, like me being a former one of these kids running around. Like, this is a really cool event for Lawrence.
Yeah, and kind of when all the players walked in together and just kind of to see what we were, getting into for the next couple hours, we were all just kind of like caught off guard. Like, man, this actually is really cool. Like,
yeah.
Kind of jealous probably. Like,
yeah.
That we wanna be doing this stuff. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. And yeah, even though I've been doing the pictures and stuff, just looking around, just seeing everyone, it's nothing but smiles on faces, and so it's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And want to talk to you about that because you're a Kansas kid as well. You went to Maize South, you early enrolled. How are you settling into Lawrence right now, and how much pride do you take being a Kansas kid coming into Kansas with all these high expectations?
I mean, I really took that pride even before I got here, to be honest with you. As soon as I committed, it kind of just became this persona that I took over and really believe in. Is just like, I want to make this place as good as possible, and since I'm here, why not do that, so going all in on just making this place as good as possible. But yeah, there's a lot of pride that comes with it being my home state, and every time I look at my jersey and see the logo, it just like keeps reminding me that this is where I'm from, and just kind of makes it feel like this is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of were the head of the snake, if you will, in terms of recruiting a lot of other Kansas kids in your class as well. I mean, for me growing up a Kansas guy, it felt like all the great high school players from Kansas would go to Kansas State. Now the tide is shifting, I guess. I mean, what talk about that kind of impact that your freshman class has had in the University of Kansas in high schools in Kansas.
I mean, I think it's one of those things that, as good as it is for my year, it's just like, don't make it a one-year thing. You know what I mean? Just keep it going. And so, once those guys have committed for the 27 class, like me, taking it on my part to text them and just say like, hey, let's keep this thing going. Like, I mean, what happened with my class, even the class before, really was a really solid class, and like, you don't get a great team from just 1 year, you know what I mean? And so, as good as it was for my class, I did know that even that successful year, it needs to carry on. second year, third year, fourth year in a row to where it's not surprising anymore. Like that's just what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Has there been anybody since you've gotten here, because you were early enrolled in January, so you're relatively fresh here on campus, anybody kind of taking you under their wing a little bit, kind of showing you the ropes?
I would say a really good group of guys, honestly, like a whole group, has just been the people that I live with now. That's Coulter McDaniel, Carson Brune, Carter Moses, and Jack Tanner. They're all a little bit older than me, and so just a little bit more mature in their process and how they handle things. And so, and one big thing for me and for them is just spiritually, like when I'm not at football, keeping my faith at the center of my life. And so they've been huge with that. And I wouldn't say a specific, like every time I get to the facility, one specific guy. We do really good at just every time you see someone saying hi, every time you see someone falling short, saying something, and just everyone being kind of a leader. And so I think it's a good thing that I really can't point out one guy. Just because kind of the whole team is that type of person that takes people under their wing.
I love to hear that, man.
Yeah.
I absolutely love to hear that. Jayhawks are family, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Obviously, growing up a Kansas fan, I would assume you've seen the old David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Now looking at this new one, I mean, for me as a kid, I never thought something like this would be possible, right? Seeing this, seeing all of the resources being put into the football program, I mean, how much pride does that give you, I guess? And how excited are you to get out there on Cavisto Field?
Yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to handle it when I first get out there, to be honest with you. I've said before, I think I'm going to do something kind of stupid, like just run completely away from the team and like start trying to fire up the student section. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm hoping that I just keep it within myself a little bit. But no, it's awesome. I think another big thing, like where my mind goes though, is like it's just an empty stadium right now. And so when it becomes a really tough place to play is when we play good and people show up and pack the thing out. But we all know that people aren't going to show up if we don't play good. And so just keeping it real with all of us is just like use this as motivation.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the opportunity to have one of the best spots in the Big 12 in college football. We just got to go out there and perform. And so not taking that for granted, right? And making sure that it's full every single Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's awesome to see the growth and everything, but you had a great point. The fans are what make it an electric environment. So be sure to come out and support the fans. Hunter, really appreciate your time, man, and I'll let you get back out there and get back to take some pictures with some kids.
Sounds good.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Yep.
That was my conversation with Kansas defensive end Hunter Higgins, a freshman who early enrolled this upcoming year. And like I said, I talked to him a lot about the high school aspect and recruiting these Kansas kids and getting kind of everybody backing this up, right? And I'm just going to roll through this freshman class that Kansas has. All these Kansas kids. You have Nate Sims, wide receiver, 3-star guy by Rivals in 24/7 out of Ottawa, Kansas, right? Tyron Parker, another 3-star kid, another 3-star wide receiver, 6'3", 185 pounds. Shawnee Heights, Topeka, Kansas. Caden Snyder, 4-star by Rivals and 24/7 Sports, 6'6", 290 out of Salina Central High School. Jalen Mason, 3-star quarterback out of Wichita Northwest. You also have Kevin Sullivan out of Kansas City, Missouri, Rockhurst, which is on the state line, but, still close enough, right? Hunter Higgins, like I said, 6'5", 254 out of Maize South. And again, kind of was that first guy who really got all these Kansas kids to come. You also have Josh Galbraith, 3-star, 4-star, depending on where you look, right? A lot of people thought he could have gotten that 5th star, got a ton of offers from Texas A&M, Michigan. I mean, all these power conference places, and he winds up coming to Kansas, obviously from Lawrence, but should be a ton of fun to watch as well. So, I mean, you have all of these Kansas kids committing to play for the University of Kansas, where you really had the most talented kids from Kansas coming to the University of Kansas. That's something you didn't really get to see a lot of, right? At least in terms of history. When you look back, you had, the Jordy Nelsons of the world, the Darren Sproles of the world, like all these, and I'll even go as far to say like Isaiah Simmons, Xavier Kelly. Like there's a number of different kids who come from Kansas who would either go to Kansas State or go elsewhere to Clemson or Alabama or different things like this. Whereas now you're retaining the in-state talent because there's such an untapped well of potential from Kansas high school athletes. And I think Kansas did a great job, and Hunter Higgins was kind of the front runner in terms of leading that charge. Hey, also got a chance to talk to another defensive end, David Santiago, transfers over from Michigan State, had a nice career over at Michigan State. Talked to him a little bit about some Big Ten stuff, and talked to him about how he's settling in here at Lawrence. Let's hear from David Santiago at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event. Hey, what's going on, guys? Daniel Courtwright here with Kansas Nation. We are here at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event at the indoor facility here at the University of Kansas. And right now, I'm sitting next to David Santiago, transfer over from Michigan State, defensive end. Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. Talk to us a little bit about what we got going on right here.
Yeah, it's a great event. We got a bunch of kids. Me and Connor Stroh are running it's supposed to be the agility drill, but it just turned into a throwing drill. And
okay, yeah.
The kids are just throwing some absolute darts right into the little hoop there. So they're doing a great job. It's a great event with a good game, having a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the season, just how you're kind of settling into Lawrence right now. Obviously, you're transferring over from a Big Ten school, coming in. I mean, talk to me about this defensive end group that you guys have and your confidence level going in.
Yeah, we got a great group, great room, top to bottom, really. I feel like, I hate to say it, but I feel I'm starting to feel old coming in. Got some years under my belt. More wisdom that I can bring to the room, but me, Leroy Harris, Alex Bray, kind of like the old guys, vets, I hate to say, but kind of helping the younger guys. It's been a nice transition. Lawrence is a little bit smaller school than what I'm used to, but it's been a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, talked a little bit about DK McDonald and kind of what got you here to Kansas. Like, what was that pitch like? Of like, hey, you were at Michigan State. This is a Big Ten school, but you saw what we're kind of building here at Kansas with the new booth and everything going on. I mean, tell us a little bit about your decision to come here to Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas actually reached out. I think the first day of portal open, and I came out the next morning. So the interest was definitely there. To be honest, I didn't know too much about Kansas football. I hate to say not the biggest of histories, but that's something we're building towards this year with this new stadium. You see how much resources are being put into it.
Yeah.
Coach DK, him, Coach Leipold, and Coach Deneen now getting the position coach job.
Yeah, that's right.
I really like that. I really like having a younger position coach.
Yeah. Joe Deneen, by the way, that's like my era. Like he was a dog. Like
yeah.
I loved growing up watching him. He was a lot of fun to watch, man. If you can go back and watch some Joe Deneen film, you should, because that guy, he was a hard hitter.
Yeah.
Got to ask you about this because you've been to Lawrence, probably 6 or 7 months so far. What's your go-to restaurant? So, I mean, right now, obviously you're probably trying everything, but where are you
I really
going?
like Jefferson's.
Okay.
Yeah, the wings. Yeah, I remember when I was first moved out here, my parents, we went out there the first night, and it really hit. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Jefferson's is, we've heard that from a couple of different guys too.
Yeah.
So I love that place as well, man. Well, hey, really appreciate it. We're here at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event. A lot of fun. David Santiago, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Yep.
All right. That was my conversation with David Santiago, transfer over from Michigan State, defensive end. You look at the stats from last year, 24 total tackles, 10 solo, 14 assists. Also had a sack and a half, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. 6'4", 253 pounds. And David Santiago, really excited to see what he can do, bringing a lot to this defensive end room, right? Because you have Alex Bray on one side. You have a really nice defensive end room, honestly, with Leroy Harris on the other side as well. Excited to see kind of the rotation of how they're going to implement these guys, because you look at those three, just those individuals. I think this defensive end room is maybe one of the most underrated, underappreciated potentially of the entirety of the Kansas defense. Obviously, you have Leroy Harris, but nobody's talking about Alex Bray. Nobody's talking about David Santiago. And I think all of those guys are going to make a meaningful impact for this Kansas team. And it all kind of starts there, right? I mean, if you want to cause disruption, who does it? It's the guys coming off the edge. So really excited to see what David Santiago can provide for this Kansas team this upcoming year. Hey, after this, I'm going to be doing my Chiefs opponent outlook. Going to be talking about the Miami football Dolphins coming up after this on Rock Chalk Sports, ESPN Kansas City, and KansasNation.com.
Yo, this is Paul Pierce, and you're watching Kansas Nation.
Celebrate the summer with savings at Crown Toyota. BZ models, 0% APR with a $500 cash incentive. RAV4 models, 4.99% APR. 2026 Toyota Tacoma, 3.99% APR. Get into a 2026 Tundra for 2.99% APR.
Mowing doesn't have to be a pain. Ferris has your back with mowers built for unmatched comfort, durability, and quality of cut. This month feels like summer savings at Heinen Repair and Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment. Save up to $1,350 and get 0% financing with approved credit. Available on select Ferris zero-turn, stand-on, and walk-behind mowers. See them for details at Heinen Repair south of Valley Falls and Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment in Lawrence.
With Heinen, there's always hope for your yard.
Offers end July 31st.
At the heart of a city lies the restless, the visionaries, the bold. From redefining events to guiding local youth, providing lifelines of industry, or reshaping wellness across the region, you deserve a financial partner that matches your ambition. At Meritrust, we handle the finances, so you can take care of the bold. Meritrust Credit Union. Business, banking, bold.
Jayhawk fans, if you haven't started to follow Kansas Nation on social, now is the time. Facebook, Instagram, X, it's Kansas Nation, and online at KansasNation.com for the latest news and information on your Kansas Jayhawks. Interviews, news conferences, daily and weekly shows, podcasts. Find it all at Kansas Nation and KansasNation.com. KansasNation.com is presented by Game Day Men's Health Lawrence. Step up your game with Game Day Men's Health Lawrence.
Welcome back into Rock Chalk Sports here on ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. I want to tell you about Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment. They're outdoor enthusiasts, excited to help you experience the fun and adventure that quality lawn and garden and outdoor power equipment can bring into your life. They're an outdoor power equipment dealership serving the Lawrence area, also Valley Falls area, so be sure to check out both of their locations if you're in the market for new and pre-owned Ferris, Hustler, Country Clipper lawnmowers, Mahindra tractors and implements, Arctic Cat ATVs and UTVs, steel handhelds, Billy Goat specialty turf products. They're friendly and knowledgeable sales and financing service staff and parts department. They're ready to offer outstanding service every step of the way, from assisting you while you're deciding what equipment best suits your needs to ongoing maintenance and customization. They're ready to serve you at Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment. They value the opportunity to build a long-term relationship with their customers and do that by making sure that they exceed your expectations. Go to HeinenOPE.com. That's HeinenOPE.com to learn more if you're in the market for any new or pre-owned lawn, garden, big tractors, anything like that. They have exactly what you need. All right, let's talk a little Miami Dolphins. As the Chiefs, they're going to be taking on the Miami Dolphins week 3 in the NFL season. This is an interesting game because of the fact that the Chiefs are going to be coming off of 2 relatively tough teams. At least one of them is probably going to be the toughest team maybe Kansas City plays. You're starting off week 1 against the Denver Broncos. It is going to be at Arrowhead Stadium, so that's going to be obviously huge, and the Broncos aren't going to know their identity, but also they have a lot of returning guys as well. Colts have a lot of returners too. The Dolphins, virtually a complete overhaul. Jeff Hafley comes over as the offensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers. Now he's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and they got rid of essentially their 3, well, I won't say 3 best because Devon Achane is in there, and Devon Achane was really good last year. But they got rid of Tua. Tua Tagovailoa is now Tua turned the ball over, as Sean likes to call him. Now with the Atlanta Falcons, battling in that QB room, but probably going to go to Michael Penix Jr. they did bring in Malik Willis. Malik Willis only started one game last year, but I think it was a nice little roll of the dice. Also, you're bringing in Jeff Hafley as the Green Bay, or he was the Green Bay offensive coordinator. Jeff Hafley knows what Malik Willis has in store, right? And Malik Willis is not better than Jordan Love, but what they saw out of him last year, I think it's enough for the Miami Dolphins to potentially roll the dice, and they also got him for a relatively cheap price as well, too. So you have the potential to have a starting caliber quarterback, get you at least over the 7-win hump. I know 2 years ago they had 8 wins. Last year they had 7 wins. At least try to get them to a winning record. Who knows how that's going to work out. But they are losing their top 2 wide receivers from last year. And I guess you can say top 2, but in reality, their top 1 and then what should have been their top 2 guy in Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill not coming back to the Dolphins. He's a free agent right now. Jalen Waddle winds up going over to the Denver Broncos. Waddle was their leading receiver by a long shot last year. 910 yards, 6 touchdowns, 64 receptions. Devon Achane, by the way, led the team in receptions. So they are bringing back Devon Achane. That's important to note. I'll get to him in just a second. But they are losing Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill only played in 4 games last year before kind of a devastating injury. Really just, awful stuff. I mean, that was a really gross one. So hopefully, I really do hope that Tyreek Hill finds his way back onto a football field at some point. Who knows? Maybe it could be with the Kansas City Chiefs. Who knows? Question mark. I would be okay with that if you get him for a good price. But like I said, Jalen Waddle no longer there. Their leading receiver back from last year is their running back. And again, they used Devon Achane quite a bit in the passing game. Also bringing back Greg Dulcich, I believe is how you say it. Dulcich, I think is how it's pronounced. He's their tight end. Had 335 yards last year, 26 receptions, 1 touchdown, really kind of a serviceable tight end. They also drafted a tight end out of Ohio State, a really nice draft pick there. Got a couple of really nice, I think they got 3 wide receivers in this draft, one from Louisville. They also got a nice cornerback out of San Diego State, I know. He's from Hawaii originally. But they are bringing back Malik Washington, who played in 17 games last year, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, 46 receptions. Not necessarily a number 1 guy, but he's going to have to be. Right? I mean, you're looking at this wide receiver room and you're saying, all right, well, I guess it's got to be him. Right? They're also bringing over Jalen Tolbert, who had a very nice career over with the Dallas Cowboys. So that'll be interesting to note. But Devon Achane really is going to be the head of the snake when you're talking about kind of what this offense is going to be running through. Devon Achane last year, 238 carries, 1,350 yards, 5.7 yards per carry. That actually led the NFL in terms of yards per carry. So, really, I think if you're Jeff Hafley, I think you have to look at what you have right now, which is a unproven quarterback in Malik Willis. Not a lot of receiving options, at least on the outside, with, obviously Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill's no longer there. You have some tight ends who are going to be nice. They have a good tight end room. But your number 1 wide receiver right now is going to be Malik Washington. Who the hell is Malik Washington, right? 335 or 317 yards last year. Not a great number 1 guy that you're really going to want. But Devon Achane, like I said, led the team in receptions last year. Did a lot of great stuff out of the receiving game as a running back. 488 yards, 67 receptions, 85 targets. So doesn't drop the ball a lot. 4 receiving touchdowns too. So the ball is going to run through Devon Achane. Now, when you look at their defense is not good. Actually, I'll continue on this just because of the fact that they did get Caden Proctor. So that's going to shore up a lot of their stuff, at least on the interior offensive line. Probably going to slide Caden Proctor in at that right guard position. Their left guard, not good. Gave up 8.5 sacks last year. But they're bringing back virtually everybody except for their right guard spot. So Caden Proctor is going to slide in there more than likely because I think they gave up 38 sacks last year. It's not really what you want if you're an offensive line. So we'll certainly see how Caden Proctor winds up doing this year. I think he's going to be really, really good. You remember when he stole like $1 million from Iowa? That was insane, right? He transferred from Alabama to Iowa for a spring. They gave him $1 million in NIL, and then after the spring was over, transferred back to Alabama. I mean, just insane stuff. So shout out to Caden Proctor, man, just stealing money from the Hawkeyes. In terms of their defense, again, not necessarily the best defense. Jordan Brooks was a nice linebacker from last year. 183 total tackles, 13 TFLs, 3.5 sacks. A nice serviceable linebacker. I want to say he made the Pro Bowl last year too, so that's nice. But they are losing Minkah Fitzpatrick, and as we know, Minkah Fitzpatrick is getting older. We know this, but still 82 total tackles last year. He had a sack, 4 TFLs, wound up with an interception too. So that's no longer going to be the case over there. In terms of completion percentage in their defense, they had a 72% completion rate against their defense. That was dead last in the NFL. Their defensive backs, their linebackers, whenever they're in coverage, they allow a lot of passes to be defended. Now, or to be caught, excuse me. Now, when you look at their pass rush, it's not necessarily where you probably want that to be as well. And they're losing Bradley Chubb, who was their sack leader. He had 8.5 sacks last year. He kind of came off that edge, obviously. 8 TFLs, 8.5 sacks. Like I said, he had 47 total tackles, but a really nice player in Bradley Chubb, obviously by way of the Denver Broncos, had a great career with Denver, comes over to Miami, has a great career there, but now he's no longer there. So they're really going to have to shore up some different things, at least on the edge, by losing Bradley Chubb. So, again, when you look at this Miami team with the new, obviously, roster overhaul, with the quarterback room, which is Malik Willis, who's unproven, Quinn Ewers, unproven. Is Zach Wilson still there? Is he still hanging out with the Miami Dolphins? I mean, I don't know. Who cares, right? Because he's going to be the third string guy. But really, they don't have a lot of options in terms of proven. He's not there anymore. Okay. Oh, it's no, Sanson? Saints. Oh, he's with the Saints. Okay. Zach Wilson was the Saints. Fair enough. They don't have a lot going on at the quarterback position. Now, Jeff Hafley knows how to play with Malik Willis. He's probably going to be that number one guy. But again, he needs some players to get the ball to. You can't rely entirely on De'Von Achane. He's a very good player. Obviously, like I said, led the league in yards per rush last year, also led the team in receptions last year for the Miami Dolphins. He was really the only bright spot that you saw out of the Miami Dolphins team last year, led them to 7 wins. So I think with a worse quarterback, and I'll go ahead and say that, I think he's a worse quarterback. I mean, you look at what Tua did last year. 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, right? Not a lot of help in terms of the offensive line. They did have Jalen Waddle, but you didn't have Tyreek Hill for the majority of the season. He only played in 4 games last year. You had De'Von Achane, should have given you a little bit of help. Tua Tagovailoa is a bad quarterback. I think Malik Willis, in terms of experience, he's right there. I mean, he's Tua 2.0 just as a righty. So we'll certainly see. But again, with Jeff Hafley, and Jeff Hafley actually came out in a press conference and said that he was actually going to be calling the plays. They are bringing over the Texans' old offensive coordinator as the Miami Dolphins' new offensive coordinator, whose name is escaping me right now, but he was the offensive coordinator for C.J. Stroud in those first 2 years. So that's interesting to note. But again, Jeff Hafley is going to be the one calling the actual plays, kind of like Andy Reid over in Kansas City, where they're bringing in Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is going to be implementing some stuff, but Andy Reid is the one calling the plays. That's the same way that it's going to be going down in Miami, where Jeff Hafley is going to be the one calling the plays. So again, complete overhaul. Mike McDaniel's no longer there. It's going to be tricky to see kind of what to expect out of this Miami Dolphins team. I'm not expecting a lot of good things out of this Miami Dolphins team. They have a lot of, young talent, especially down low, in the trenches on the defensive side of the ball. But again, you're losing Bradley Chubb. You're losing Minkah Fitzpatrick. Those are 2 guys who you kind of looked at as the leaders of that defense for the Miami Dolphins. Jordan Brooks, not Jordan Woods. Jordan Woods is it's Carl Anthony Towns' wife. Jordan Brooks, he's really going to be that leader on the defense, and you think he'll probably be able to step up. Led the team in tackles last year, 3.5 sacks, 13 TFLs. Impressive stuff by Jordan Brooks. You're looking at him to be that number one guy, and I just don't know how much confidence that they have in him. Yes, he obviously is a very nice player, got a lot of tackles last year, but defense is going to be bad. And again, it's good that you're getting the Miami Dolphins early, because when you have a complete overhaul like this, they don't know what their identity is going to be. If you remember the Saints a couple years ago, they were the best team in the NFL for the first 2 weeks, because that's what they thought they were going to be. And then they started reverting back into what they are, right? Whereas that's the exception. One of two ways can go. Malik Willis can all of a sudden explode, and Washington can be a number one wide receiver for the first couple of weeks, but then they revert back to, oh yeah, it's Malik Willis and first year head coach Jeff Hafley, right? So you can either get the non-chemistry having version of this Miami Dolphins, or you can get maybe lightning in a bottle Miami Dolphins. So this is one to keep an eye out for, because of the fact that it's in Miami. You have a new head coach. A lot of people can rally behind that, right? So it'll be interesting to note and interesting to see kind of how everything shakes out there in Miami. But that's week 3. Tomorrow, I'm going to be breaking down the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to be week 4 for this Kansas City Chiefs team out in Las Vegas, playing against Fernando Mendoza or Kirk Cousins. We don't know. Who knows? Could be Kirk Cousins. But hey, after this, going to be talking to some more KU football players, Blake Herold, Connor Stroh, and Jalen Todd. I got some exclusive one-on-one interviews with those guys as well. So be sure to stay tuned here on KansasNation.com.
I'm Keith Langford, and you're watching KansasNation.com.
Celebrate the summer with savings at Crown Toyota. BZ models, 0% APR with a $500 cash incentive. RAV4 models, 4.99% APR. 2026 Toyota Tacoma, 3.99% APR. Get into a 2026 Tundra for 2.99% APR.
If you want to save a bunch on professional mowers, you better hustle to the Hustler Pro Sales event at Heinen Repair and Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment. Save up to 20% off the regular price of select new Hustler commercial mowers, and 0% financing is available with approved credit. Hustler Fleet Program members can save even more. Offers in July 31st. See them for complete details at Heinen Repair, south of Valley Falls, and Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment in Lawrence.
With Heinen, there's always hope for your yard.
KU and K-State bring their bitter basketball rivalry to the basketball tournament in Topeka this summer. Kansas alumni team JHX Hoops, led by Frank Mason III and Marcus Garrett, take on K-State alumni team Purple Rain, starring Michael Beasley and Xavier Sneed. Catch the action at Lee Arena in Topeka, July 22nd, as the Big 12 foes duke it out on the road to TBT's $2 million grand prize. Don't miss the chance to check out and support your favorite former Jayhawks in just a few weeks. Get your tickets now at tbthoops.com.
Hello, it's Mark Whitlow from Office Products Alliance. OPA is not just your local office products connection. We have expanded our offerings to network cabling installation, security cameras, door access, and IT services. We all need to keep pace with new technologies. You can trust a Kansas City company that has been your partner for 32 years. Check us out at opakc.com. Supporting local businesses and our community is more important than ever.
Welcome back into Rock Chalk Sports here on ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. Daniel Courtwright here. Sean Kellerman is out for the rest of the week, but I'll be taking you through the rest of the week. Be sure to be on the lookout for a bunch of TBT coverage going on tonight. And check out KansasNation.com at 8 o'clock tonight, because you'll be hearing play-by-play coverage brought to you by Pat Strothman and me. I'll be on the sideline doing a little bit of reporting as well. Hey, you know the feeling. The fieldhouse gets loud. The chant starts low, and the Jayhawks bring the energy. That's Lawrence. Ameritrust Credit Union thinks your money deserves that same feeling. A team in your corner that's pulling for you, win or lose, season after season. Financial well-being isn't just something that they offer. It's why Ameritrust Credit Union exists. First car, first home, first business, whatever's next in your money story, they're right around the corner at 6th and Wakarusa here in West Lawrence. Real people making real decisions locally. It's Ameritrust Credit Union, the official well-being partner, the official financial well-being partner of the University of Kansas. Stop by the branch or visit Ameritrust.org, federally insured by the NCUA. Hey, got a chance to talk to one of the guys that was at Big 12 Media Days, Blake Herold, interior defensive lineman. Kind of a surprise from last year. Kind of emerged after we thought it was going to be essentially just a law firm fest with Dunn Withers, Blake Herold kind of emerged as one of the best defensive tackles for Kansas, and now he's going to be back with a vengeance this year. So let's hear my conversation with Blake Herold. Guys, Daniel Courtwright here with Kansas Nation. We're at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event at the KU indoor facility, and right now I'm sitting next to Blake Herold, interior defensive lineman for the University of Kansas. Blake, wanted to start off here. I mean, we're at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event. Just talk about how cool this is for the community.
It's great to just see all these kids out here, see all the players just interacting with these kids and their families. It's just a great opportunity to kind of meet the community and kind of see what's going on, and they get to come in, experience being with the players and doing football drills and all that cool stuff. So it's great.
Absolutely. I remember being one of those kids too, man. And
really?
Brandon McAnderson somewhere over there, like that that was when I was a kid. Like Brandon McAnderson is what these kids are to you. So that it's really cool. Obviously, this event is incredible, and shout out to Zarif Hawk for setting us up and the good game. Blake, wanted to talk to you about Big 12 Media Days. You were down there in Frisco, Texas, and that's kind of an indicative of what your role is going to be this year. I mean, you were one of those top 5 guys they wind up sending, and if you look at what happened last year, right? You had DJ Withers, Tommy Dunn. You kind of emerged to the top and were really dominant. I mean, talk about the new role, I guess, that you kind of see yourself fitting into this year, whether it be leadership wise, whether it be on field or whatever that is.
Yeah, for sure a bigger role than last year, I would say. I mean, I kind of used last year to propel myself into the position I'm in now. But for me, it's being a leader for our D-line, specifically D tackles, but also our defense. Just kind of taking over that role, being somebody that can get on guys, being somebody that can correct things and lead stuff. That's kind of been big for me. I mean, it helps our team tremendously, but I've also seen it help me so much. It kind of helps me take the next step in my game just by being able to help other guys achieve what they're trying to do. So I'm always putting the team first. Then it's your teammates and then yourself, because I mean, team success, then individual success just follows. So I think it's really important for me to just take this role and kind of run with it. Yeah,
well, especially because there's so many new guys, new faces on the D line, I mean, on defense, kind of in general, right? I mean, have you been kind of taking some guys under your wing maybe and trying to kind of show them the ropes a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. New guys we brought in. Trey, I mean, he's a vet. Iman, also a vet. But younger guys like Jabril and Kevin Otis, I've been kind of taking them. We were doing extra stuff, extra lifts or walkthroughs, whatever they need help on, just kind of taking them and then shedding some wisdom, I guess, whatever wisdom I could give them from my old age at 20. But whatever wisdom I'm able to shed on them and kind of help them become better football players, just so that we can win football games at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, talk to me about David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium, because you're seeing the construction going on right now. I mean, you obviously saw the old one, and now, I mean, to me, growing up as a Kansas fan, this is something that I never even imagined would be possible. I mean, just talk about the resources and everything that's being put into the football program.
Yeah, no, it's top tier. I'd put it up there with the best in the nation for sure, especially once this thing's completely done with the stadium. But facilities, stuff that we're in daily, like the meal rooms, weight rooms, locker rooms, is top notch. I mean, I'm so blessed to be here, and I'm so blessed to be able to see the transformation from the old weight room, locker room to what we got going on now with all this brand new stuff. It's kind of crazy to just kind of sit back and look at. So I think I need to do that more, probably just go out there and look at kind of what we've built here.
Soak it in a little bit, right? I mean, you guys are really the kind of the beginning of it. And you guys are a part of each stepping stone to get to where it is right now. What can Jayhawk Nation expect from Blake Herold on the field this year?
Just to be energetic when I'm out there, for sure. I mean, trying to be energetic to my teammates, all that kind of stuff, but also just playing hard, physical. I mean, that's kind of my brand of football is hard-nosed ball. So I'm going to run to the ball, I'm going to hit people. That's just kind of what I do. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I really appreciate your time, man. Thanks so much. I'll let you get back out there, but good luck this season.
Yep, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was my exclusive interview with Kansas defensive tackle Blake Herold, as he was made available at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour. Really awesome event going on out there at the KU indoor facility. It was so much fun to be out there. Also got a chance to talk to a transfer coming over from the University of Texas, Connor Stroh. Got to talk to him a little bit about how he's settling in here at Kansas. Also, some interesting barbecue takes from Connor Stroh. I'll let you listen to that as well. So here's my conversation with new offensive line transfer from the University of Texas, Connor Stroh. Hey, what's going on, guys? Daniel Courtwright here with Kansas Nation. We're here at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour at the indoor facility here at the University of Kansas, a great community event put on by the Good Game. Really awesome stuff going on, and right now I'm sitting next to Connor Stroh, transfer offensive lineman. As I've been made aware, you guys were running the agility drill, but it's gone a little awry, if I'm not mistaken.
So originally it was supposed to be, ladders, and then you weed through the cones, and then you throw a ball through the net. We just had kids start going to the net, so we're like, okay.
All right, yeah.
It's a throwing the ball station now. It's not an agility station.
Hey, fair enough. Well, really appreciate your time, man. Obviously a really cool event that we got going on here with the Good Game. Talk to me a little bit about coming to Kansas. Obviously you transfer over from Texas. I mean, talk about a football powerhouse, but coming to Kansas, I mean, Lawrence, I absolutely love it, but what was that process like in terms of entering the transfer portal and winding up here in Lawrence?
So, the transfer portal was pretty stressful. And my idea was I want to get it done as quick as possible. And so I was like, if I'm going to get all the right signs for a place, I'm not going to hesitate. I'm just going to go there. And I visited Kansas, and that ended up happening. It was my only visit, and I committed, and I've loved it ever since. Lawrence is really different than Austin, but I love it. It's not as chaotic, a lot less traffic.
Yeah, which is nice. Yeah.
I got here and I saw the facilities. I'm like, man, these are really similar to Texas facilities. I'm like, wow. So I was impressed. But I've had a great time here in this town, in this program. It's been awesome.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, we love having you, man. We love having all the football players come out here for such a cool event like this. Mm-hmm. And talk to me a little bit about this offensive line group. I mean, coming in, is there any guys that you particularly hit it off with right away? I mean, in my personal experience, offensive linemen are usually some of the funniest guys, but you just talk to me about kind of, bonding with this team so far.
Well, so one thing I've really appreciated about this team and being here in this program is that we're all gelling. Like, there isn't a guy on the offensive line where it's been like, oh, I don't really identify with him. I don't really want to. No, every single guy on this O-line I found a connection with. I found an ability to communicate, and they've all been so welcoming, which has been really helpful in this transition. But no, it's a great group of guys, and I'm excited to see what we're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And new guy to you, but old guy to us, Andy Kotelnicki, obviously coming back to Kansas. This is his first year back after going over, having an extended stay out there at Penn State. Talk to me about playing in that style of offense, because as Kansas fans know, and I'm sure Penn State fans know, maybe a lot of national people know, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. So, Coach K came in and he's already made a significant impact on the program. We're doing a lot of things his way now, which has been awesome to see. We're hitting a lot of football early on, which has been awesome for me coming in as a transfer. I'm going to have to learn this new playbook. He kind of forced it into me. We've done so much football stuff at this point where it's like, man, I already know the playbook. I already know what we're doing. And he's got such a fun playbook too.
Yeah.
I can't tell y'all everything, but
yeah, don't give too much away. Yeah.
He's got a lot of fun stuff cooking up and behind the scenes, but no, he's we're ready. But I think he's going to have a really good, positive impact.
Yeah. Well, we're very excited to see it. Obviously, we loved Andy Kotelnicki in his time here, and welcomed him back with open arms. Connor, wanted to ask you, obviously coming over from Austin, I'm sure there's some good eats down there, but new town here. What's your favorite go-to restaurant so far?
So, a shout out here, Lulu's Latin Food.
Oh yeah, that's the first time somebody said that.
It's been my most consistent restaurant here. I go there at least once a week.
Okay.
Great. First of all, great food, but also great staff there. So if you're in Kansas, if you're in Lawrence, go there.
Okay.
They've got really good people there.
Interesting one. Yeah. Now, question for you, because you went to Texas. Mm-hmm. This is very important. Texas barbecue or Kansas City barbecue? Have you had Kansas City barbecue yet?
It's been a long time. I was in Kansas City a long time ago, but I barely remember the barbecue. But nothing's better than Texas barbecue.
Oh, come on.
This may piss people off, but come on.
Oh, man.
This is not an argument.
Oh.
This is not an argument. Texas barbecue is the mecca of barbecue in the world.
Go to Joe's, man. Go to Joe's, Gates,
yeah.
Arthur Bryant's.
Yeah,
oh man.
Let's go to Terry Black.
All right, fair enough. We'll make sure to get you well acclimated.
I just cooked up a brisket yesterday.
Okay, fair enough.
Not as good as Terry Black's, but it was pretty good, I will say.
All right, well, I appreciate it, man. Well, regardless of your barbecue tastes, which are wrong, we're really excited to see you out there on the football field, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
That was my conversation with Kansas offensive line transfer Connor Stroh. Hey, I also got a chance to catch up with a returner, one of a fan favorite, Jalen Todd, returning as Kansas's starting cornerback, primed to have a big year. Let's hear what I talked to Jalen Todd about at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour. Hey guys, what's going on? Daniel Courtwright here with Kansas Nation. We're at the Good Games Meet the Team Tour event right now, and I am sitting next to Kansas cornerback Jalen Todd. Jalen, thanks so much for taking some time out, man. Really appreciate it. What a great event we got going on here.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I remember being a little kid coming to stuff like this and just being in awe that I was even around KU football players. Just how cool is this?
No, it's cool. It got me back to my roots, man. And it put a really smile on my face and forget how fun I had when I was a kid playing football and stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, I saw you over there tossing the rock a little bit to some of those kids. You got a future at quarterback ahead of you, or are you sticking a corner?
No, I'm sticking to quarterback. Yeah, I can't play quarterback. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I saw you do a little underhand too. You were doing a good job though. It was nice over there. I got to ask you about this upcoming season, man. Obviously, you're a returner. A lot of new faces on the defensive side of the ball. Honestly, on the offensive side of the ball too. But you're that main guy who's coming back in that defensive back room. I mean, just talk about this kind of role that you're coming into, understanding that you're now essentially one of the vets. You're one of the guys that these guys look up to.
Yeah, it's a lot different. It went by a lot fast. Them 2 years, it went by fast, and getting a new role and stuff like that. It's new, but it's a lot of fun. Getting Coach K back, Coach DK back, and everything's been good. And going against Coach K at practice, man, it's been challenging for sure.
I can only imagine it's because as a fan, it's so much fun to watch a Coach Kotelnicki offense. I can only imagine how difficult it is to go up against it.
Yeah,
right?
It's actually crazy, man. He come on formations like I don't know what's going on.
So I saw over at that station over there, you and Nick McMillan were together. I mean, talk about some of the battles that you guys have had over this spring. I mean, I'm assuming you guys are going head to head. 1v1 with some guys. I mean, who's the toughest 1v1 that you've had to go up against? At least maybe in your time here at Kansas.
I say him for sure. Me and him going at it every day. Spring balls. It's gonna be the same for fall camp for sure.
Okay.
Me and him getting each other better.
Sure.
Yes,
so he's the hardest guy you've had to guard so far.
Everybody's good. Him, Cam, Nas, everybody.
Okay.
Everybody's good. Yeah,
right on, man.
Sure. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Talk about Coach DK and year 2. What are your expectations out of him? Obviously, I mean, he started as the defensive back coach. Now he's running the show.
Yes, sir. It's been good. Him coming from the NFL, teaching us a lot of stuff and things like that, and looking forward for a big year for everybody on the defense. Yeah.
Has there been any guys, because obviously, like I said, you're one of these grizzled veterans now. Has there been any guys you've kind of taken under your wing, maybe, whether they be transfers or incoming, freshmen or sophomores or whatever that may be? I mean, do you view yourself kind of as a mentor to some of these guys?
I say a mentor for sure. They look at the things I do, how I come in every day, how I work, and just the hard work I put in and stuff like that throughout the days, and I can see like them doing the same, and they not BSing, they coming in ready to play. Everybody want to play, so
yeah, absolutely. You're more of a lead by example kind of guy. Yeah, totally.
Like that, and tell them like some tips here and there, what's going on and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta ask you this, man. What can Jayhawk fans expect to see out of Jalen Todd this year on the football field?
All-American year.
All-American year.
Yes, sir.
I like it. I like it. Setting your sights high. I absolutely love it, man. Well, Jalen Todd, really appreciate it, man. Good luck this upcoming season, and go back out there and have some fun with the kids.
Yes, sir. I got you. Thanks.
That was my conversation with KU cornerback Jalen Todd, primed to have a big year. He said it right there. All-American season coming for you. Really excited to see what Jalen Todd can do on the football field for this Kansas football team this upcoming year. It all starts September 4th, Long Island at the Booth. Should be a ton of fun. Hey, that's going to do it here for today on Rock Chalk Sports. For Trey Myers and Elijah Schmidt behind the camera. Big shout out to Caden Letsche for coming on the show. Really, really glad we didn't get to talk about Kyler Murray on today's show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be sure to be on the lookout for TBT coverage, and also go to kansasnation.com tonight. You can hear play-by-play coverage with Pat Strothman, and I will be doing sideline reporting as well. So be on the lookout for that, as well as all of our social media platforms. Like I said, for Trey Myers and Elijah Schmidt, I've been Daniel Courtwright saying thanks for watching. Thanks for listening as well. Rock Chalk Sports on KansasNation.com.
Hey, this is Sasha Khan, and you're watching KansasNation.com.
This is SSJ. Winter in Kansas City doesn't mean your lawn takes a break. It means smart homeowners get a head start. Let David and his crew from Custom Lawn and Landscape prepare your yard for a greener, healthier spring with winter fertilization, soil conditioning, and pre-emergent treatments that stop weeds before they start. Because when the snow melts, you don't want to start fixing your lawn. You want to already be winning. Trust Custom Lawn and Landscape, treating your yard now so it looks incredible later. Visit CustomLawn.com to schedule your winter services today.
Get 0.9% APR or a $3,500 customer bonus on 2026 Atlas models. 2026 Atlas Cross Sport 3.9% APR or $3,500 customer bonus. 26 Tiguan models now 1.9% APR or a $2,500 customer bonus.
At the heart of a city lies the restless, the visionaries, the bold. You made the bet. You took the risk. You showed up when nobody else would. Now, success is within reach. The question is whether your finances can keep up with you. From redefining events to guiding local youth, providing lifelines of industry, or reshaping wellness across the region. You deserve a financial partner that matches your ambition. This is where Merit Trust comes in. Local people, real relationships. A team that sees your vision and says yes. Because bold business owners deserve bold financial partners. At Merit Trust, we handle the finances so you can take care of the bold. Merit Trust Credit Union. Business, thinking, bold.